Good morning, and how are you on this Monday morning? So, I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about some things I've been observing with people who come to my classes and who sign up to my online stuff and even my freebie things. Um, is that so many of them don't get started on the work, or they don't do the work in between classes. And I've been spending some time pondering why that might be and listening to them. And the initial response is they don't have time, they haven't found time. Now, we know from loads of things that that's not true. There's always time, there's always ways to fit things in. And I make sure that the exercises that I give are um, ones that you can also include in your day. So you don't need to carve out time particularly. But I think what the sometimes it's worth looking a little bit deeper. And with pelvic floor, we and the pelvis, it's our kind of energy center, it's our creative center, it's our safe center. And when we hold a lot of fear and anxiety, or we live in anxiety, or we've had a traumatic experience that causes our body to tense up, that tension can be held in the pelvic floor. And it can become your a habitual state for you to hold this tension in the pelvic floor. And we know that the majority of pelvic floor dysfunction is as a result of an over tight pelvic floor rather than a weak one. So really we need to start looking at the exercises I do and the work that I do is all about releasing and allowing the body to release, to allow the pelvic floor to get back into a functional state. But we know that there's a really strong connection between the mind and the body and the emotional state of somebody and what's happening in their body. And so if you're holding a lot of fear in your mind, and that's connected to your pelvis, and your pelvic floor is holding that fear, you can do as much releasing exercises as possible, but until you start to address those fears and being able to release those fears, those emotional fears and those memory fears, um, the fears of what's happened to you, or the habit of always being in an anxious state, you're not going to be able to work on your pelvic floor, and it might even start hindering you in how you even getting to the first step of booking that class, of opening that course that you've just purchased, of looking at the freebie, of putting into practice what you've learned in class. And one of the ways to, there's loads of ways of finding out your fears and releasing your fears. I've done work with journaling and with affirmations and with EFT, and using art and creativity to tap into those fears, because sometimes they're so deep you don't even realize that you've got them. It's not until you start to work on them that you can then release those fears. So that's my musings over the week, and I'm now pondering how to help people to dig into those fears a little bit, because for me it feels I can't think of the word now, but fairly at a basic level, to hand you all these exercises and to create these courses and invite you on courses and to give you free stuff, if there's something stopping you from actually accessing them. So I've done some meditations, and I think a couple of weeks ago I did a meditation on just connecting to your pelvis, and sometimes even that can be quite hard work. You can do some internal work as well, which is interesting. But maybe today, if you are wanting to work on your pelvic floor, maybe take 10 minutes just to sit down and to breathe. If you can find the video I made a little while ago about a meditation for connecting to your pelvic floor, do that meditation, and then spend a bit of time afterwards just doing some journaling of what comes up. And when you're doing journaling like this, you just start writing. If you find yourself sitting facing a blank page, just start writing. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. And eventually you'll start to find that things will come up, and you can start writing and writing and writing and seeing what fears you may be holding on to, or anxieties or worries that are stopping you from actually doing the work to start to heal your pelvic floor. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say and what experiences you have, and I'm contemplating creating this into a week where we go through something like this, where you get to a little exercise every single day. So if this is something that appeals to you or calls to you, and you'd like to work for 5 days on releasing any anxieties and worries and fears that are connected to your pelvic floor, as well as doing the exercises, then ping me a DM or an email, or yeah, Messenger is probably the best. I'm not going to be on Facebook for the rest of the day, so email or message. I'll put my email in the comments. But yes, take it easy on yourselves. Give yourselves 10 minutes today, and I will see you very soon. Take the best care of yourselves. Bye bye.